Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Can we all please stand for the pledge? Actually, we're going to ask everyone to remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Okay, welcome everybody. Filling in for Christine Sarni today, who couldn't make it. So we're just going to get started because we have a lot of wonderful students to recognize tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for coming and joining us today in person. For those of you who are watching online, as Ms. Sack said, we have a wonderful presentation for you tonight of awards for students who have done great work in the district, and we are so proud. So before we even begin, let's give a round of applause to all of our students who are here today. So the plan for tonight is we're going to do a little around the district. We've got great things happening all over Sayville. We'll do our student recognitions, really highlighting the great work of our students, and then we'll get to the business items with committee reports and things of that nature. After the presentations and after the awards, we'll invite the students to head home so they can continue to do their homework and other obligations. But when you get an award, you'll see the black staircase over there. If your name is called, you'll come up the black staircase, get your award, get a picture in front of that great screen, and then you'll head to the left and down the back the other way. So that's the progression of how we'll do it when students come. So let's get started. First off, we just want to recognize that Sayville High School had a wonderful homecoming on September 20th. The annual high school homecoming brought the community together in the celebration of school spirit and tradition. The lively parade featured students, colorful banners, and creative floats drew cheers from families and residents along the streets, and we also had some great soccer and football activities throughout the evening. I want to congratulate all of our students and families who took place in the Strides Color Run. The 5th annual Strides Color Run was a huge success on a beautiful Saturday morning, supporting the Strides program, which bolsters the mental health and physical wellness of our students. The event culminated in a strong sense of community, and a number of local organizations participated in this vibrant celebration as well. And it was just great to watch kids having fun, running and getting filled with fun. I want to congratulate our Lincoln Avenue Elementary students who participated in the annual self-esteem walk, coordinated by the SEL committee with help from the high school peer leaders and the PPS department. We boosted confidence. Students went from station to station. Each high school student led a station in a whole host of mental wellness and fun outside activities. So thank you to our peer leaders and to our high school staff as well. I want to congratulate our students at Sunrise Drive. Every Friday is Book Club Cafe Day in Miss Phillip and Miss Signor's class. Each third grade traveler reads a book, stamps their reading passport, and creates a tabletop exhibit. They then share their project with fellow travelers, exploring exciting new books together. I just want to compliment all 3 elementary schools have different types of reading programs. This is one of them, and it just gets kids excited about reading. We also had a motivational speaker come to all 3 elementary schools and our middle school, Mr. David Flood. He visited those schools, delivering a powerful message on inclusivity and acceptance. Students were inspired to embrace his 3 key challenges: look on the inside, thank to adults, and no one eats alone. Fostering kindness, gratitude, and a sense of belonging throughout our community. And this is the caring that goes into the learning that is part of our Sayville schools. Also at Cherry Avenue, we have a little activity going on there where they were families who enjoyed fresh air and physical activity by walking or biking to school as part of a special event. The day was made more memorable with a visit from the Suffolk County Police Department and their facility dog, Hamilton. And Hamilton was the absolute biggest hit of the day. He's adorable.
And I just want to give a shout out to that police officer, George Belitas. He's a community member and a great human.
Yeah, and he brings Hamilton to many school events, and it's always a thrill for the kids. All right. At Sayville High School, we had hosted an annual college fair. We do that at the Connecticut School District, giving students the opportunity to connect with representatives from a wide range of colleges and universities. I was told we had over 87 colleges and universities scheduled to attend. And it was a valuable event exploring future academic and career paths held at the high school. So congratulations to our high school guidance department for organizing that and putting that together as well. And I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Mackis, who's going to tell us about our recent parent university.
I just wanted to acknowledge 6 wonderful speakers that we brought in on Tuesday, October 14th. We have Mr. Joe Salomon from Long Island Coalition Against Bullying, Ms. Coogan from Inspiring Wellness, who did an anxiety and mindfulness workshop. We had Officer Muger, who is a Suffolk County Community Relations Police Officer, Katie Mercer from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Dr. Zachary Jacobs from Stony Brook University, who did something on disordered eating, Stephen Hill from Speak Sobriety, who talked about drug and alcohol addiction. So we had these 6 presenters and we had parents come in and rotate. They could choose 2 presentations. It was a very informative night. We got good feedback. Parents said they would be interested in a round 2. And I just also want to mention that Joe Salomon from LICAB, he pushes in and speaks with our students. Officer Muger is going to push in and speak with students in our elementary and middle school on the dangers of social media. And then also Stephen Hill was recently at our high school, and he spoke with our sophomores and then broke out into small groups. So we support our students, and then we love to give the opportunity to parents to come in at night and offer these resources, but a huge thank you to these community partners.
Thank you, Ms. Mackers. And we do a number of things in the district to educate parents and help support them in raising children. Some are SEL related, and some are just related to curriculum. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Daniel and talk about an opportunity coming up in the coming days.
Thank you. Another opportunity for families to come out and learn, this time about academics, instruction, and curriculum is through a speaker who is a worldwide renowned educator, Paul Anderson from The Wonder of Science. Many of our students have seen his science videos, helping them learn, and he's been working with our teachers for over a year now. And by the time he's finished with his visit in October, he'll have met any secondary science and elementary teacher to help create new curricula for the next gen science standards, which represents a real transformation in the way science is taught and learned. And it's really exciting, it's really inspiring, and it would be worthwhile to come on out at 6:30 next week on Wednesday.
And I think it's really exciting, the work we've done. Sayville has always had a robust science program, but it's really flourished in the last couple of years in K-5 with our STEAM program, and then also in the secondary schools at the middle school and high school with the Next Generation Science Center. So if you want to learn all about those exciting things happening in our schools in relation to science curriculum, this is the workshop for you. I also want to do a shout out before we start celebrating students. So we often talk about our teachers and our students doing great work. Our administrators also are hard at work. This is a couple of shots from an after-school meeting with the admin team where we focus on instructional leadership. And I think one of the important things in a thriving learning environment is when your administrative team works after hours to really kind of develop their leadership skills and push and promote each other's work in their buildings. We do this so that we can align our work for kids, because we know when we work pre-K through 12 together, the outcomes for students are stronger. And these are the outcomes we're looking for our students: independent learners, caring citizens, communicators, collaborators, critical thinkers, and joyful learners. These are the outcomes that you as parents told us was important to you in a survey from 3 years ago. So we made this our mission to have a pre-K-12 program that ensures that this is happening at every level. So our principals are working on that. And then, of course, how does their own building goals, whether it's core at the high school, path at the middle school, back to basics at Cherry, Lincoln Learns at Lincoln, or the Sunrise Drive core values, relate to those district values to make sure that every student we have, pre-K through 12, is aiming for the same things that make them prepared for the world they're heading into. So it's exciting work, and I just want to thank our admin team for participating.
Can I just jump in? I thought that was a good segue. I do think that we'd be remiss if we forgot to mention that the Long Island Coalition Against Bullying every year honors people. They call them the Long Island School Hero Awards. And if you paid attention to anything that was up on the screen tonight, you'll know that Ms. Macris has a lot to do with a lot of that stuff. She's been someone that anyone in the community can reach out to at any time with any problems, and she can handle almost anything for us. I know she shies away from taking credit a lot of times, but this year the Long Island Coalition Against Bullying is giving her one of the Long Island School Hero Awards, so I think it's important that she's acknowledged and that we give her a round of applause.
All right, so we've kind of talked about what we've been up to around the district, and now it's time to celebrate our students. So the first group is going to be called up. The first one to speak about you, and then we'll call you up, is the Girl Scout Troop 539. 559, sorry, I was looking at it backwards.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm very honored and proud to recognize a special group of young ladies who make up Girl Scout Troop 559 for their role in helping to design, construct, and then contribute to the establishment of our Sayville store, which helps Sayville families in need on a daily basis. So before we meet the girls and call them up, a little background on this troop. This group has been together since the girls were in kindergarten back in 2020. They had one meeting and then unfortunately were shut down by COVID, but that did not deter them. Under the leadership of Ms. Jacqueline Rose and Ms. Danielle Riolo, they stuck together, they persisted, they had Zoom meetings in first grade. Materials were dropped off to each girl's house prior to meetings, that they can do crafts together and other activities on Zoom. And now, proudly, they are in their 7th year together. The girls of Troop 559 have always had a strong desire and interest in helping others, and this innate motivation that they possess is how their journey began with the Sayville store. So before I discuss specifics of exactly what they did, I want to invite the girls up so that we can see them when we talk about their incredible contribution. So I'm going to read all their names first, and then we can give them a really big round of applause once everyone is up here. So I'd like to invite up Eliana Backus, Layla De Silva, come on up, girls. Casey Ralto, Charlotte McDonald, Cora Martinez, Liliana Purcell, and Faith Rose. So let's talk a little bit, girls. We're very proud of you, and we want to tell the whole community what you did, okay? So in the spring of last year, some of our wonderful social workers had sent a flyer home to all Sayville families explaining the purpose behind the Sayville store. It was to create a dignified space where our families could come and receive support and help with the essentials that all of us need. Miss Rose, one of the troop leaders, saw the flyer in her child's backpack, and she decided to discuss this new initiative with the troop. And from then on, the girls were committed to the cause. They reached out to Miss Chardulo, one of our social workers, offered to volunteer their time, not only to build the shelves with help from some dads, grandpas, other family members, I hope I didn't miss anybody, but once also those shelves were constructed, the girls spent afternoons into early evenings at district office painting the shelves with inspiring and positive messages in order to make the families feel special and welcome. I had the unique privilege of being with them, watching them work. They took extreme pride in what they were doing. They were able to explain to me why this work was so important. And a few afternoons, I have to say, I had to kick them out because they did not want to leave. And even the moms would come and try to pick them up to go to lacrosse or other practices, and they wanted to stay with us at district office. It was truly heartwarming to see. After the shelves were built and decorated, they were not done. In the following weeks, they put together hygiene and toiletry bags and stocked the shelves with them. And those bags have proved to be a much-needed necessity for so many. Girls, you are to be commended for your service to your school community and for your leadership to your younger peers in the troop. The benefits of your work will be felt for years to come, and certainly I can tell you, you have put smiles on the faces of many families, and your contributions do not go unnoticed. And I just want to say this was a true team effort, so thank you also to Mr. Rose, Mr. Turbin, Mr. Gralto, and Mr. De Silva, and to Danny Castellano, who is our Director of Facilities, who helped hang the shelves and stock them. So great job, girls.
Take a moment to read the citation. It says the Sayville Board of Education wishes to honor these young women for their contribution to the construction of the Sayville store, which serves families in need. We would like to applaud you for your efforts and dedication to your school community. We wish you continued success in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Okay, and now I would like to invite up Ms. Bricker, our high school principal, and she is going to acknowledge some of our AP scholars, our musicians, and some of our art students. Ms. Bricker.
evening. Good evening. I'd also like to introduce our assistant principal, Mr. Hart, who will be assisting with the citations this evening. It's a pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate the achievements of so many of our students. I'd like to extend my gratitude to the Board of Education for this opportunity. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that these accomplishments are made possible by the incredible commitment of our students, along with the unwavering support of their teachers and families. First, I'd like to recognize an exceptionally talented group of musicians. Before I call them up, I want to mention that some of these students may not be with us tonight because they are currently performing in Beetlejuice at the CM Performing Arts Center, and Ms. Van Boxel is there supporting them. These students from our high school have been selected as all-state musicians, an outstanding achievement that reflects their hard work, talent, and passion for music. Ava Helbach, Symphony Orchestra, please come up. James Regan, Symphonic Band. Aaron Sachs, Symphonic Band. Alternate all-state musicians are Grady Davis, chorus. William Mitchell, band. Aaron Sachs, jazz ensemble. In addition, the following 10 students have been selected as Miss Kane All-County Musicians. Please hold your applause until the end, and please come up as your name is called. Grady Davis, chorus. You're going to see a chorus. Matthew DeGraff, chorus. Ava Helbach, orchestra. Hold your applause until the end. Eliana Lee, chorus. Samara Lee, chorus. William Mitchell, band. James Regan, band. Ella Ryan, band. Zachary Sanchez, chorus. And Aaron Sachs, band. Congratulations. Senior Gabriella Barrio for her outstanding achievement in the fine arts. Gabby received the Virtual Visitor's Choice Award in the 2025 Long Island's Best Young Artist Exhibition, hosted by the Heckscher Museum of Art, one of Long Island's most prestigious student art shows. Her piece, Tripophobia, is a visually striking and thought-provoking work that explores texture, repetition, and perception. Out of hundreds of entries, her artwork was not only chosen for this curated exhibit, but also captured the attention and votes of viewers across the region. Congratulations, Gabby, on this well-deserved. Our next category of recognition is the AP Scholar Award. The AP Scholar Award is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. Last year, 83 students earned this distinction. Tonight, we will recognize 40 of them. The other 43 graduated in June. Please hold your applause until all names have been read, and please come up as I call your name. Joseph Albertelli, Kylie Offiero, McKenna Bench, Sophia Buffardi, Ryan Cameron, Garrett Clark, Kieran Coyne, Grace Cullen, Caitlin Cunningham, Hannah Desiderio, Olivia DeSimone, Brady Dolan, John Dolan, Amelia Doxey, Mariana Duffy, Morgan Farrell, Caroline Foltz, Richard Fontanetta, Ava Helbach, Kaylee Hillary. I'm going to pause for a second. Kylie Kaczynski, Jack Lankowitz, Kieran Lundquist, Gabriella Maffetone, Jill Martin, Kate McCavanagh, Madeline McGinnis, Tessa Meehan, Alexandra Menachino, Shelby Munchkazay, Max Person, Chloe Radulitz, Carly Rucker, Marithia Ruff, Mia Shuddy, Isabel Steer, Nathaniel Strittmatter, Ella Trama, Pravigna Ungaturu, and Anna Wilson. Congratulations. Scholar with Honor Award is next up. This award is granted to students who received an average score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken and scored a 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. Last year, 29 students earned this distinction, 10 of whom have graduated, and 19 we are proud to recognize here tonight. Please come up as your name is called, and please hold your applause until all names have been read. Gabriella Benetti, Emma Burns, Alana Carpenter, Emily Desiderio, Katerina Dutra, Allison Frontino, Madison Hahn, Annabella Hart, Layton Hester, Megan Lankowitz, Kira McCormick-Hall, Seda Mukorum, Gia Pisani, Noah Rubenstein, Julia Sack, Ava Shuddy, Sarah Stewart, and Dylan Wall. Congratulations. Our next award is the AP Scholar with Distinction Award. This award is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. 58 students earned this distinction, 22 of whom we are proud to honor this evening. Once again, please come up as I call your name, and please hold your applause until the entire group has been read. Anthony Artusa. It's very hard, I know. Megan Brady. Carly Cangelosi. Ian Chung. Kate D'Andrea. Abigail Dean Stahl. Piper DiNapoli. Santino Di Palermo. Braden Haas, Wesley Jones, Brett Lenahan, Shane Meehan, Samantha Rampula, James Regan, Benjamin Richards, William Regurta, Kenneth Rupp, Mackenzie P. Braden Skelly, Jessica Smith, Emily Tatevsky, and Jake Williams. Now, congratulations. Now I'd like to recognize the recipients of the AP Seminar and Research Certificate, which is awarded to students who earn scores of 3 or higher in both AP Seminar and AP Research. Please come up as I call your name. Carly Cangelosi, Emily Desiderio, Kaylee Hillary, and Seda Kumpuram. Congratulations. The following 6 students have earned an AP capstone diploma, which means that they have earned scores of 3 or higher in AP seminar and AP research, and on 4 additional AP exams. Please come up as I call your name. Abigail Dean Stahl, Wesley Jones, James Regan, Julia Sack, Mackenzie Schutte, and Sarah Stewart. Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
So I take a moment to congratulate all of our students. We're so proud of you. You're working so hard and doing such great work. If you would like to stay for our regular meeting, please do, but if you have to get home to do important things that you, with your topics tomorrow, please take this moment to exit to the back. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to take one more moment to let the last people get out the back, and then we'll continue on with our business meeting. There will be awards at the end for those who stay. Okay, I have 2 more points this time, then I'll hand it back over to you. Okay, so we have 2 committees that met this week and last week. There were committees we created last year. One was the Budget Advisory Committee, and one is the Policy Advisory Committee. Those committees are a mixture of staff, administrators, and parents who advise the group, and then that advice goes to the board for their consideration. So I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Bartels, who's going to just share a little update about the Budget Committee, which happened today. And then Ms. Miola is going to update us quickly on the policy committee.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Garza. So we did have the first Budget Advisory Committee today. It went really well, and we had a good discussion about the whole budget process. We will be meeting monthly, so the members will gain insight into how the budget is put together, and they can help communicate that information to the staff and the public, as well as providing feedback to the district on the budget issues. I look forward to continuing working with you.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Bartels about the Budget Advisory Committee? Great. And Ms. Miola, just a quick update on the Policy Advisory Committee, which met last week.
So the policy committee met for the first time, and it comprises some very focused, meticulous members who I think are going to be very good at their job. The role of this committee is advisory in nature. It is to take any policies that either NISBA recommends for update based on regulation or law changes, or policies that come to our attention as a result of any member of our learning community bringing it to our attention as a need for review. We'll research, we'll discuss, we'll compare against prior policy, and we'll work together to create wording that the board can either accept, reject, or modify for after it's been proposed. We'll run it by council before we do so. We will meet, at this point, we're planning on meeting every other month, and we'll see how that goes. We've spent some time establishing sort of the norms and the practices for this group, and I think it's going to be very successful.
Great. Any questions or comments for the
No, I just thought, even though I couldn't attend, I had a game that day, but I did send all of my notes to Mr. Viola. I think it's important because as you read through some of those policies, and the policy manual is massive, you realize some of it is antiquated and completely outdated and needs to be updated, especially when it comes down to laws that are constantly changing and evolving as we go through. So I think it's an important process. I'm glad to be part of it. So I think it's a good move by us.
Great. So that concludes the superintendent's report. I hand it back over to
Thanks, Dr. Ferris. So before we get into correspondence, I just wanted to mention, after listening to Ms. Magris and Ms. Bricker speak about all our students, almost all of them have left, but I would like to say that they really do tie into, all their accomplishments really do tie into our student outcomes. If you read through them, with regard to being independent learners and caring citizens, everything that Ms. Magris and Ms. Bricker spoke to really it was really exemplified in those students. So I'm happy to see that that's they're really jiving with our student outcomes. So getting onto the agenda, we have correspondence. We had an email from, well, first we're going to say we had an email from a parent complimenting a teacher at Lincoln Avenue, which was really nice. We had an email from a community member requesting a FOIL. And we had an email from the senior class president, who was up there earlier, with a question about the booster club. We're going to go over that.
Yeah, so one of the questions that they've asked, and I think Anthony asked earlier last week, was can the class of 2026, or any class for that matter, use a card swipe at the sales booths when they're selling products at like the football games? Because sometimes people don't have cash with them, and if they could just swipe their card or use Apple Pay, they would be able to do it and make more money. We've been looking into that. There's some issues with auditors wanting to make sure that there's a tracking process. So, and it might not be that system, but we might have to have other workarounds. But we're going to look into it, and we're going to try to see what can happen. But right now, the answer is no. But we're going to keep looking for possibilities.
And we want to try to get it done as quick as we can to maximize it, because we only have, I think, three more home games and playoffs. So hopefully we'll have two home playoff games. So we're looking at like 5 games. So because I think that's important. That's probably revenue that they count on year after year. So.
And with regard to that letter, she's not here anymore, but I wanted to say how well written it was, very professional. And she even said, Gabriella Barrio even said, we're really looking into this for future classes, which was, really nice. So that was really nice to read. All right, so Dr. Ferris, you finished up your report already. Did you have anything to say about your facilities report? Was there any concerns? Okay, so moving on to Board of Ed discussion. We have possible revenue opportunities. We're going to go over that.
Sure. So I had a meeting earlier last week. One of the trustees had connected us with a dance studio, and they were interested in renting this space for weekend dancing competitions. I guess these are very involved events that would require not only this space, but the gym space, the foyer, the cafeteria, and they would pay money to the district to rent these spaces on weekends. And this particular room is pretty empty on the weekends, and it could be a really great revenue opportunity for the district. So we've asked them to put together a proposal, and they'll be doing that as well. We also were reached out to by the Future Stars program, which is a summer camp program. They run sports programs, but also classroom programs during the summer. They love our middle school location. It's right off the highway, and they want to know if they could make a partnership where they run their camps here, and that would be another revenue opportunity. So as long as the board is all right with it, and we kind of expressed the door, because we do want to increase our revenues as we're trying to decrease our expenses. Set up meetings with those groups and try to see if they can agree to a contract for you to review. If the board is okay with that, I would like to pursue that. Great, so we will set up those meetings and get back in touch with you at our next business meeting.
Just with the sports thing, as long as we're mindful of the existing boosters coordinators.
And again, we're not agreeing to anything, we have to talk to the groups, but we want to be flexible, and, I talked to Dr. Cox, and it's really important that we continue to support our booster camps, so they couldn't come in conflict with it. They have to be at different times when our booster camps will not run. So we'll definitely have that as part of our conversation.
I even think with the anticipated revenue, that we could factor in percentages to each athletic program. So if, let's say it did cut into a baseball camp or something, and baseball camps, annual camp revenue was, 15% less or 20% less, if we could possibly factor that in where the athletic program or some of that money gets diverted to athletics, but the specific teams that run those camps, so that we make sure that everybody's being taken care of across the board. Like we can mitigate the losses as well.
Yes, any contract we enter, you'd have to agree to.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to protect our boosters because they support our schools and our students in various ways. As an example, we run a baseball camp. It's for 1 or 2 weeks. If they run a baseball camp, it should be different weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
A baseball player can do both. So that's the idea.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. Okay, so we have the claims audit report. Does anybody have a comment or a question? Okay. All right, we're now to the public comment session with regard to agenda items. Do we have anybody who would like to speak? Sure. Okay. Okay, so just a reminder, all those school-related comments can be made during the public comment, other school-related topics at the end of the meeting. All right, so without further ado, I'd just like to go through recommended actions, starting with 8.01 through 9.12. All in favor? Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah. So can we do 8.01 to 9.13? Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes, thank you. Now we move on to, hopefully mine's up with the right numbers here, 10.01 to 11.02. Can I have a motion? Desmond first, Tom second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes, thank you. Okay, now we're to upcoming dates. For October 22nd, we have the Parent University, The Wonder of Science, from 6:30 to 7:30 here at the middle school. November 4th is Superintendent's Conference Day, so the schools will be closed for students that day. And November 6th is our next workshop meeting, starting at 7:30. Do we know where that's going to be? Yeah.
Workshop is always.
It's always at Central Office, okay.
Just want to clarify, for moving forward, all of the workshop meetings, which are kind of designed in the way for discussion, are going to take place at the central office in Lake Greeley, and all of the business meetings are going to take place here in the middle school. So if there's any question, we'll post it, of course, but that's how we know.
Okay, so now we're on to our next public comment session where we can discuss any topics not held just to the agenda. Do we have anybody who'd like to speak? Okay, thank you. Okay, so can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? I guess that's it. Motion does it. All right, any discussion? No? All right, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. Have a great night.